This episode of American Dream, Kamel Kilpatrick, the youngest mayor in the history of Detroit.
I was elected mayor at age 31 years old because I dared mighty things for the citizens of my city.
There were many people who believed that he was the next generation of leadership.
A leader who many hope will bring the swagger back to the Motor City.
He was a hip-hop man. He was hanging out with the athletes.
But his outrageous temptations lead to unimaginable corruption.
From the day he walked in, this was about how can I make Kamel Kilpatrick, my family, and my friends richer.
The mayor had $840,000 in unexplained cash in his personal bank accounts.
Why did his administration fail? One word: greedy, 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 greedy.
September 4th, 2008. Before a cheering crowd in Detroit City Hall, embattled Mayor Kamel Kilpatrick gives an emotional televised speech. Despite the upbeat atmosphere, the mayor has a serious message to deliver.
I've often said that you have to stand strong for the city of Detroit, but sometimes standing strong means stepping down.
After a turbulent 6.5 years in office, the mayor is resigning and heading to jail. Earlier that day, he pleaded guilty to 2 felony counts of obstructing justice after lying under oath during a police whistleblower trial.
Amazing. And it was a huge story, and it was amazing. It was historic.
Despite facing 120 days in jail and $1 million in restitution, Kilpatrick's tone is anything but defeatist.
We fall, but this city always gets up. I want to tell you, Detroit, that you done set me up for a comeback.
And so even right down to the end, even after being sentenced to jail, it was hard not to believe him. He continued to rebound from everything that was ever thrown at him.
But there will be no comeback this time. The worst is yet to come. Over the next few years, the mayor will be at the center of one of the largest municipal corruption probes in U.S. history, in which the government accuses him of running the city like a crime boss. But this wasn't supposed to be the script for Kamel Kilpatrick. He was supposed to be different. The native son destined to turn around his faltering Rust Belt city. The hip-hop mayor who would provide a new model of what a public official could be.
He was Barack Obama before Barack Obama knew who he was. He knew how to talk to people. He had it going on.
Adolph Mongo is a veteran political consultant and one-time aide to former Detroit Mayor Coleman Young. He's known the Kilpatrick family for decades.
Oh, they had a great name, you know. Lots of years in the political circles, had a lot of influence.
Kamel is the son of Carolyn Cheeks Kilpatrick, a former Michigan State representative and future 7-term U.S. Congresswoman. His father is Bernard Kilpatrick, a former Wayne County commissioner and power broker in the region's Democratic machine.
He was sheltered. His mother and father took care of him. They were divorced. He went to Florida A&M, played football.
In 1996, just 4 years after earning a degree in political science, Kamel enters the family business. He wins a seat in the Michigan State Legislature and quickly makes a name for himself.
Had a leadership post in the Democratic Party, had charisma, so yeah, he was a good state rep.
While the young legislator thrives in Lansing, his hometown isn't faring as well. During the 1990s, nearly 80,000 residents leave Detroit. By 2001, unemployment is at 10% and rising.
Clinton had a successful 8 years in office. These were some great times. And the city of Detroit did not benefit from it. And people was looking for somebody new. They was looking for fresh A fresh face, somebody young.
In the run-up to the 2001 mayor's election, a group of Detroit businessmen, the African American Men's Organization, or AMO, is conducting a search for a candidate to represent their interests. The Kilpatrick men are members of that group.
Well, this is, if you look in the back, the innocent Kamel Kilpatrick.
Larry Mongo is the older brother of Adolph Mongo and a founding member of AMO.
Every Friday or Wednesday, twice a week, we all met. And most of these men were self-made men or high political positions. But then we said, why not get us a young John F. Kennedy? Why not get us a young black guy, post-civil rights? That's our person.
Larry says that during one of AMO's weekly meetings, Kamel Kilpatrick tells the group that he recently